Did you know that 73% of Latino families in the United States live with less than $500 in savings? Laura Martinez was one of them. With over $18,000 in debt and just $62 in her checking account, it felt like there was no way out. But then she discovered a 100-year-old Japanese method almost no one talks about, and everything changed. In the next few minutes, you're going to see exactly how a single mother went from drowning in debt to building a $25,000 net worth in just 18 months. And the most surprising part is how it all began with a notebook. Laura Martinez, 39, worked as an administrative assistant at a small accounting firm in Phoenix, Arizona. Every morning, she woke up at 5:30 a.m. with the same tight knot in her stomach. It wasn't the job. Ironically, working with numbers all day while your own finances are a disaster gives you a special kind of anxiety. It was the numbers that followed her everywhere. $18,742 in debt. She knew the exact number because every night after her kids were asleep, she sat at the kitchen table with an old calculator and ran the numbers again and again, hoping somehow they would change. Credit cards, $11,600. Car loan, $4,900. Money owed to her sister after a medical emergency last year, $2,242. And in her bank account, $62. How did I let it get this bad? She wondered as she watched her two kids eat breakfast. Not the organic cereal from TV commercials, the generic store brand in a plastic bag from the discount aisle. Her monthly income of approximately $2,400 vanished before the month even began. Rent, $1,050 for a small two-bedroom apartment in a neighborhood that was just barely safe. Utilities, $180, sometimes paid late. Groceries, $350, buying only basics and cooking everything at home. Gas and transportation, $160. Minimum credit card payments that never seemed to shrink the balance. It felt like trying to hold water in her hands. The breaking point came one Tuesday afternoon in April. Laura had just come home from work, still wearing her office badge, her feet aching from cheap shoes that never lasted more than a few months. Her 13-year-old daughter, Emma, walked in from school, eyes red, clearly trying not to cry. "Mom," she said quietly, trying to sound strong, "everyone's going to science camp this summer. The teacher says it's really good for college later. I know it costs money, and I know we don't have it, so it's okay. I don't really need to go." But she did. Laura saw it in the way Emma avoided eye contact, biting her lip the same way Laura did when she was stressed. The camp cost $150. To most families, inconvenient. To Laura, impossible. That night, after dinner and another explanation about why they couldn't order pizza anymore, Laura locked herself in the bathroom, sat on the edge of the tub, and cried. Not from self-pity, from exhaustion. She had tried budgets before. They lasted weeks. She swore off credit cards. Then emergencies happened. Nothing ever stuck. Later that night, she started going through her late grandmother's belongings. She had been avoiding it. It hurt too much. Her grandmother, Rosa, had passed away 3 months earlier. She was the wisest person Laura ever knew. Somehow, he had always managed, even when life was hard. Inside an old box, Laura found letters, photos, and a navy blue notebook with Japanese writing on the cover. Her grandmother had lived in Japan for over a decade in the 1960s, working as a nanny. Laura had heard the stories, but never seen proof. The notebook was filled with careful handwriting, daily expenses, notes about money, reflections about life. On the first page, it read, "Kakebo, the Japanese art of managing household money. If you ever need this, it saved me when I had nothing." That night, Laura researched Kakebo on her phone. She learned it was created in 1904 by Hani Motoko, Japan's first female financial journalist. It wasn't just a budget, it was a mindset. 4 questions before any purchase. Can I afford this? Do I really need it? Will I use it regularly? Do I have space for it? More importantly, it required weekly reflection, not judgment, awareness. The next day, Laura bought a $3 spiral notebook from a dollar store. She divided her expenses into 4 categories: survival, rent, food, transportation; culture and education, books, learning, growth; optional, eating out, entertainment; extra, savings, emergencies, investments. At the end of week 1, she was shocked. She had spent $94 on things she barely remembered: coffee, snacks, small impulse buys, money leaking out quietly. Week 2, something changed. She paused before buying. She asked the questions. Her optional spending dropped from $94 to $41. Small win, real control. By month 2, she involved her kids. Every Sunday, a 15-minute family money meeting. At first, they complained. Then they loved it. Emma asked, "Why do we pay for 3 streaming services?" They canceled 2. Savings, $28 per month. Her 9-year-old son, Lucas, became the deal checker, comparing prices like a game. They weren't just saving money, they were learning ownership. Months 3 through 6 were messy. Birthdays, invitations, sick kids, stress eating, missed plans. But Kakebo wasn't about perfection. It was about learning. She wrote everything down. No shame, just patterns. Months 6 through 12 brought a breakthrough. Laura realized she could earn more. With her accounting background, she started helping small businesses on weekends. Basic bookkeeping, simple reports. Extra income, $300 to $600 a month. Every dollar went to the highest interest debt. One card disappeared, then another. 18 months later, Laura sat at the same kitchen table, this time smiling. Debt eliminated, $18,742. Emergency fund, $4,200. Education savings and experiences for her kids, $2,800. Long-term savings, $4,100. Total net worth, $25,000. From negative to stable, from panic to peace. But the biggest change wasn't financial. Laura slept better. Her kids felt secure. They had a plan. Kakebo didn't just teach me about money, it taught me awareness, patience, and control. If Laura could do it with a notebook, anyone can. Start with 7 days. Write everything down. No judgment, just awareness. That's how change begins.